Today, being the health calendar, we're tackling the HPV awareness, and we want to understand what is HPV, its treatment, its diagnosis, causes, who is at risk, but also is it incurable or is it curable? The two, incurable or curable. Those are some of the things. Today, we want to cast more light, demystify all the complexity in this HPV thing that you may know. Later on, we will open up the line. Just in case you have any question, you will be free to call in, tell us your names and where you're calling from, and state your question. But today is the day to open your eyes to this truth that you may stop living in the dark, just in case you have been. Doctor, good morning, and once again, Happy New Year. Last saw you a year ago, but God is good.
Is that true? Good morning once again, and to the viewers out there, we really love you. We cherish you so much, and we thank you for supporting Bethany TV and also this program in particular. My name is Emmanuel Bukalu once again, and I am happy to be here after a while.
Yes, sir. Doctor,
yes.
HPV. What is HPV in its complexity?
You just wrote it on the screen, this beautiful screen.
Yeah.
Is human papillomavirus.
Okay.
And human papillomavirus, just as it is stated, it is a virus of its own. Classically, there are quite a number of microorganisms that cause disease in the health world. We look at bacteria, we look at viruses, we look at fungi, we look at different types. So this one is a particular one called a virus, human papilloma. And there are quite a number of species, like all over and above 100 types.
Wow.
That could be out there. And not all of them are as bad as some, just as you see that some human beings are good and others are very chaotic, and others are even kind of murderers and all this. So such is the way also in the elements of such microorganisms. So to answer the question, what is HPV? Just briefly, that is what it is. And it is a very some of the types that are virulent in the sense that they cause quite a number of challenges, just as our colleague has put it out there. And that way it looks, it is the way it actually causes the warts that we see that really now come out as the physical presentation of an infection that has been hidden inside.
So
there.
those balls of 5, those bundles of 5, are those the HPV?
The types, these are types that they are talking about, like you see HPV 6, HPV 11, HPV 16, and so those are the types that we can look at, the different species, the different genotypes that we can look out for.
Okay, there is a question. There is a question that's been itching for me to ask. Just like there is hepatitis B, A, B, C, and there is one which affects so much as blacks or maybe Africans or tropical people, and others that affects the West. So even in HPV, is there anything that can affect too much the whites or the Orients or the Aboriginals or maybe the blacks?
16, 18 is one of the bad types that usually has challenges with us here. And this is what we can settle in because it's the one that causes the signs and symptoms that we shall see later on. So our biggest worry is those two.
Okay.
But definitely, what may cause a bad sign to you may not necessarily cause a bad sign to another, even when the biggest percentage is caused by those types. But at the end of the day, we shall need to have to understand HPV in general, and then how to prevent and how to manage it and how it presents itself, such that because you will never know which type has affected you as a person unless we go and do the DNA PCR typing. And then we can give you a very good profile of which type has really invaded your body. Okay,
like the saying goes, what really causes the HPV? Or how do we
get it?
Yes.
HPV is a virus that is gotten through contact. It is usually skin to skin, it's possible, but also it is possible that it's usually sexual transmissions. And when we want to understand this sexual transmission is definitely it is sexual orientation, whichever way you have sex, you know. And other people have gotten it through the oral sex, others have gotten to the vaginal sex, others have gotten it through the anal sex. And whichever way you practice your sexual relation, you can easily catch HPV. Once your partner has it, it can easily cross over to you. The other good news is that some of the times when you catch HPV, the signs and symptoms never appear, and the body usually actually tries to fight the presentation and the virus itself, and it wears off by your immune responses. But as long as your immune system is compromised, most of the times you will have to see the disease sprouting and see the physical presentation of these that we shall see, and later on probably have very adverse stages of the disease.
Okay, now that we know how it caused,
yes,
how do I know that now I'm infected?
Okay, that's a good question, because this is what usually causes fear to people. At times the itching that is not so specific, at times the discharge that is not so specific still, at times now what is so specific is the what.
What is a what?
The what. Kabanga Kazimba. Perfect. That is what our colleague now. That's a flat what. At times it's a flat what. There are different types of wats that you can see. The genital wats. I hope that he can give it to us. The small wats that the plantar wats, and all those other types of wats that we can see. But the bottom line is that they are wats. So those ones are the ones that somebody usually sees, and they can notice that, oh, I think HPV evaded me and I am getting such. And it depends where they are, like that. They keep on getting different. So others appear on the skin, on skins of children, others appear on the genitals, others appear on the anal area, others appear on the mouth, okay? So different types, perfect. So on the extreme where your screen is on the right, those are the clinical presentations that are really classical. So for the blacks, probably the one in the middle could be much more classical for us. And then that basically, if you see that, that means you have been evaded by an HPV virus, and most likely you need somehow to get some intervention on it, which intervention may just help us to do cosmetology to ensure that the warts don't appear that may make you look a little not so pleasant to look at. So that is what we can speak about for now.
Okay. Now, is this HPV unisex? Does it discriminate age, or it doesn't? Does it affect men, women, or it doesn't?
No, anybody is prone to having HPV, and even as early as a child, as early as 5 years, somebody can have presentations of HPV that can actually show signs of that. However, some people take a while without any signs and symptoms, 6 weeks, 6 months, somebody has even taken a year, and they're not aware that they even have anything like a virus running into their bloodstream. So children, women, men are prone to HPV, and they are prone to having a classical presentation of these signs and symptoms that we've talked about.
Now that this thing is in our body, does it pose any great threat to our health, or it doesn't?
Yeah, now we've talked about people that practice oral sex, okay? If you do, that means you're going to get those very words in some of the soft membranes, okay? Mucous membranes, you can easily get them. And that means you're going to get oral infections, oral infections at the soft palate, or even the pharynx, or even the larynx can easily get a problem in your throat. Okay, your throat can have an issue, and later on, if the infections are becoming aggressive, they can easily translate into cancer of the throat. Okay, so that is for one side.
Okay.
Now, those that have got anorectal warts, okay, those that have been practicing something of anal sex and all this, most likely there is a possibility of getting cancer of the rectum. Okay, and it's easier for you to catch that, and also getting those warts that can even compromise the passage of stool, as when you want to exit stool, and then it disturbs your exit. Okay, it also causes a bit of fissures like there are cuts on the rectum. Okay, the fissures that can keep bleeding a bit, keep bleeding, even when you pass stool, it's a bit painful, and then later on it can make you a bit fearful to pass stool, and then you get a bit of constipation at the end of the day that can also complicate issues with time. So for the women, and this is the sole reason why I think they brought in the HPV vaccine, is because of the cancer of the cervix, and which is really disturbing women quite a lot.
So what could be the relationship between HPV and cervical
cancer?
Yeah,
it is one of the cancers that really alters the mucous membranes of the cervix. Okay. It transits from the CIN, okay, and you know, the cell membranes of the cervix start to change, to alter because of the invasion of that disease.
And when they alter, what happens?
When they alter, then they become cancerous. Okay, they become cancerous. It becomes so productive. The cell membranes can't control themselves. The cells keep multiplying without limitation, and at the end of the day, that's what they call cancer. So most of the cancers of the cervix and the uterus that we've seen actually are much more linked to people that have HPV.
So we shouldn't relax in treating this thing?
No. Primarily, you know, most viruses, if not all, don't have treatment. But cures.
In other words, the way they come is the way they go.
It's the way they come. It would only be by the grace of God. Just as you saw COVID, we didn't have perfect. That is so that alteration. The cervical tissue is changing, and then it becomes what seemed to be like a smaller lesion, and then somehow it becomes a bigger one. It keeps on expanding, and that's when you get even very bad pronunciation of signs and symptoms, like a very foul discharge, and then fungation, when it becomes a very bad cancers in beyond 2A, 2B, the stages. We know we can stage it, and once it goes out, it can become like a flower, a very bad flower. Have you seen lichens? Lichens on trees?
Yes.
Those lichens, it's like a lichenification of, so it becomes a very ugly look of the private parts of the woman. So that is what it is for the ladies. But also for men, it can cause your glans penis, okay, the head of the penis, okay, that the top of it. It can easily crown it with warts, extremely bad warts. And once you look at that kind of penile warts, it's a very ugly look. And it's like somebody has covered you with there are these things that you people in the modern world eat. I've seen it in restaurants where I go. They look like flowers, and then they look a bit ugly. I don't know how they call them. Is it broccoli or
broccoli?
Something?
There is cauliflower.
Something like that. There is a way it looks like.
Yes.
I wish the producer
falls
has
in
that.
The cabbage family.
It doesn't look so nice. So that is exactly how the penis would look like. And I don't think it's a good view for us. And then that later can translate into penile cancer. Okay, so vaccines should actually be given to both male and female. Literally.
Unfortunately, the advocate is for the female species.
For the female species. Because I think the men have not come out to produce a bit of cases for themselves to see that, look, the penile cancers are increasing, and maybe for the throat cancers, maybe we need to understand exactly, and then also have some data produced maybe at the Cancer Institute, and people see the relevance of also advancing vaccination for men at the end of the day. But since cervical cancer is the one that is being pronounced, I think for now, and the resources that are available that can allow us to only vaccinate the women. And why are we vaccinating?
Why are we vaccinating? Now, are we talking about now the treatment?
Now, the prevention.
The prevention, yes. How we can prevent.
The prevention would literally be that somebody should have screened the partner, me and my spouse, screen ourselves, and then we do the zero grazing. I only look at my partner, and she looks at me. For any sexual relations, that's where we end. Meaning, most likely there will not be any entry of any other virus.
In other words, as long as a person is on a sexual network, he's prone.
There is a higher chance that is beyond 90% that you will catch this virus at the end of the day.
Wow.
Okay? And I've seen some people as they age, they produce a bit of warts on their skin.
Yes, I've seen that.
Have you seen that? It's not
challenge.
aging. It is a sign that you called HPV, but it has just, you've been suppressing it for some time.
Dr. Emmanuel Bokalo, a reproductive health specialist, we're tackling and understanding the human papillomavirus, because today on the health calendar, it's an awareness day for this amazing, very antagonizing virus. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to dig more on the preventive side. More when I come back.
Focus on Healthy Morning. Bethany TV for Health.
UNICAF and Bethany Group are hosting a virtual webinar on the basics of infertility on March 15th, 2024 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Zoom. Earn a generous UNICAF scholarship to pursue a British bachelor's or master's degree online from one of their prestigious UK partner universities, the University of East London, Liverpool John Moores University, and the University of Suffolk. Register now and achieve your academic dreams. For more information, please send an email to info@uganda.unicaf.org or contact us on WhatsApp at 771 976 750.
Hello Uganda! Angelic Psalms presents Angelic Psalms Volume 1, an experience of worship you don't want to miss. It shall be recorded with a live audience on the 8th of March 2024, this Women's Day. Gates will be open at 3 p.m. at Amazing Grace Faith Auditorium next to Total Bukoto near Radio Simba. This event will be featuring Rachel Namubiru, GK Enoch, Sandra Subi, Pastor Justin Nabosa, and Jamari. Please tell a friend to tell a friend that entrance is free. See you there!
Exciting news for all viewers of Bethany TV. Bethany TV, the premier health TV channel in Uganda and Africa, and also your favorite TV station, is now on Star Times. You can now watch Bethany TV day and night, weekdays and weekends on Star Times, channel 271. Catch your favorite programs on health, wellness, entertainment, and so much more. Bethany TV is also available on free-to-air, GoTV, YoTV, Airtel TV, and Afro mobile apps. Not forgetting online via our website www.bethanytv.ug and social media platforms at Bethany TV UG. Bethany TV for Health. Showing on Bethany TV.
Archers found face down in the mud.
I count. 1, 2, 3.
Rhythmic on scene but approved recessioning.
Son of a bitch! What? You killed Drew!
I'm gonna read you those vows that I still have to write.
I love you.
Share my crackers.
I don't like crackers.
Well, what do you like? We'll order it up.
Don't understand how this happened. I mean, I was just trying not to poison my kids.
Code Black every Thursday and Friday at 9 to 10 p.m. with repeats Mondays and Fridays 11 to midday.
Health Minutes on Bethany TV.
Aging increases the risk of chronic diseases such as arthritis and type 2 diabetes.
As we get older, we are prone to having chronic illnesses. Most of these illnesses are preventable by doing simple things.
Adapting and maintaining a healthy lifestyle and healthy habits can help older adults live longer and healthier lives.
Such as drinking enough water throughout your day.
Engaging in physical activities like gardening, taking walks helps maintain healthy weight.
Doing exercises, for example, walking, you can do as much as 30 minutes every day of your life. Having a balanced diet, eating good food, avoiding so many oily things.
Maintaining interaction with family and friends to avoid isolation and loneliness as they are associated with depression. Scheduling regular checkups with the doctor to catch health concerns early.
Better healthcare for a better tomorrow. That was the Health Minute.
Bethany TV for health. Focus. Focus on healthy morning.
Thanks for joining us. For those who've just joined us, Chin Tumutesasira Senior is my name, and I'm joined by Dr. Emmanuel Bukalu, reproductive health specialist. Today we understand the complexity of the human papillomavirus and how it is caused, how we can prevent it, and how we can know all those things. We've tackled what it is, the causes, we've tackled the symptoms. Now we want to dive briefly on the preventive measure. That's where we took a break from, and also the treatment. Thereafter, we shall open up the lines. Please, in case you want to ask any questions, just get ready, your question, your names, and where you're calling from. It will be really important. Doctor, we're talking about the preventive side when we broke off. Yes.
It is wisdom also to let people know that who is much prone to these infections.
Yes.
Like we said, everybody could be prone.
If we are to prevent.
If we are to prevent.
It's very important to know that, yes.
Now, if the age factor is important, if you are so young, so old, it becomes a problem because definitely your immune systems are becoming weak.
Yes.
But also the pregnancy also exacerbates the progress of disease because definitely still your immune system is poor. And also if you have issues with autoimmune infections and your immunity is getting low, when your immune system is being compromised, for example, you already have cancers, you already have diseases like diabetes, you already have diseases that can easily compromise your immune response. This HPV, once it gets in there, it can easily advance into a very severe disease. And then it can still cause the cancers that we've been talking about all through. So people need to be cautious on as they advance. And if you already have a co-infection, like for example, somebody already has HIV, somebody already has syphilitic diseases, somebody already has, mention them. Anything
the non-communicables?
Even some non-communicables, like we've talked about the DM,
yes.
the diabetes, and maybe some elements of hypertension that can compromise your blood flow, your immune systems, and all these other things. So we can always have an element that yours can be more compromising than a person who has none of those. So when we are looking at prevention, just as we're going to do it, if you are that category, and also a person who has a sexual network,
yes,
that is quite
yes.
So those ones,
abantu beegatta nabo abasukka mu
you need to be so sure that probably you are going to catch a disease somewhere, because osanga nono asukka mu omu naye ayinayo omu oba ababiri so it's a very huge network. So when we are looking at prevention, you need to look at yourself in that regard as a person, such that you safeguard yourself from that. And so the prevention is the zero grazing that we've been talking about.
Yes. Stick on one partner, be faithful, in other words.
Okay. Others, like our Muslim brothers, if you have the 4, keep the 4. And if you've tested them and they're HPV non-reactive, just in case you can access it, I think Bethany Hospital should be having some of those very good profilings that can really identify that HPV is existing. So I encourage...
If a Muslim Haji should stick on the 4.
Stick on your 4.
But also these 4.
They should stick on the Hajj. So in that regard, you're actually zero grazing in your own farm. So so that is what I would encourage. And to do sexual preventions like safe sex engagement.
That is, you're talking about protection?
Protection. Okay. Such that you don't have a skin-to-skin contact to this person. And then any vaginal fluids, be it oral, be it whatever, that could, anal contacts that could really spark off something like that.
But you talked about the oral.
Yeah, orals. Somebody can easily get that from an oral infection.
Okay.
Yeah, so
but so how do the oral practitioners do?
I'm not a person who is going to advance that. So first, I'm a bit ethical. Anyway. But secondly, my conscience doesn't really speak to me that way. So lastly is the vaccine. Okay?
The vaccine.
The vaccine, which has proven to be very effective, over and above 90% efficacy and efficiency, and I believe that people should be really looking out for that. And why in Uganda we want to give it at 10 years. Those days we were saying P4 when you're in P4, but now that is because we've noticed that some people are
special
at 20
and special persons.
20 years, and others are already So, but when we are looking at 10 years, because we think that by research, the sexual debuts of some girls are 12 years, as early as 12 in the country. So 10 years, we believe that somebody is really good enough, they has not had any sexual contact, and then they can have their 2 doses at the space of 6 months. You get first jab at initial contact, and then after 6 months, somebody's getting their second dose.
So normally 2 doses.
And you're covered. That is for the rest of your life.
The pre-month and booster dose.
Yes, that is just that.
So, doctor, in this camera, please, please stress the point to every parent who's watching who has a girl child, the importance of taking this HPV vaccine.
Over and above, I think should be 50 or 60%, I would get my statistics well, for the cancer cases that are in Cancer Institute. It is majorly cancer of the cervix and the uterus. So, and most of these things have been actually associated with HPV. And government has come out to provide free HPV vaccination to our girls. And look at this, they're actually even not looking at the boys, they're focusing their efforts on girls because of the cancers of the cervix and the cancers of the uterus. Mother out there, be it we who are in the different social class and others that are in different social class, HPV is for all of us. It doesn't mind which class you are in socially. So this is not a family planning method that they're introducing to your children. It is not a microchip like many people think. It is not a disease they're introducing in the child. It is a preventive method, and the only effective preventive method that people should be really looking out for. Simple doses. Don't hesitate to really take this vaccine, because it's important for you, and it would actually, your daughter will appreciate you if you did that for her, even in her ignorance at 10 years. So parents, caregivers, please ensure that at 10 years, allow the health workers to give this vaccine to safeguard your child against some of those viruses.
Dr. Twagala tuleke bantu audience yaffe y'Oluganda.
Oh, perfect. Kituufu. Abazadde abandaba n'abo abalabirira abaana, abasomesa, abalyoyi b'emyoyo, abasawo nammwe abatuyambye okugezaako okujja wano mwami Kintu ffenna tukubiriza abaana abaweza emyaka 10 abawala okugenda okufuna akayiso ka human papillomavirus katukakozesa HPV vaccine. Human papilloma vaccine eyamba omwana obutafuna kansa wa mumwa gwa nnabaana. Mpuliddeko emboozi eyo abantu abamu nga bagamba nti abasawo baba abaana kayiso kano ne kabaleetera okucamuka okubanga baagala okwegatta. Ekyo si kituufu, excuse me. Ekyokubiri eno empiso si ya family planning ng'abantu abamu ndowooza Omuganda akiyita kutyebeka babadde bakityebeka oba babadde bakitusibako nga government. Nedda si family planning method. Eno empiso obuyisa obuba bubiri omwana akafuna nga first contact then after 6 months naafuna akalala. Twagala nnyo kawa omwana nga tannaweza mwaka 11 ng'ali wakati awo omwaka 10 n'omwaka ng'agenda mu gwo 11 olw'ensonga nti mu Uganda tulowooza nti abantu abayanguye okwegatta n'abalala batandikira ku myaka 12. So twagala okubiriza abazadde ku myaka 10 ng'omwana waffe tannayingira mu bikolwa ebyo tumuwe akayiso kano. Wanaayingirira mu ekyo at least tuba tulina kye tumutaasizzaako nga government kubanga HPV bw'ayingiramu kansa w'omumwa gwa nnabaana aluma nnyo alemesa okuzaala abaana abalala oluusi nabaana bagijjamu oluusi tuba tukyasobola okumuyamba nnyo omuntu n'atufaako mu ngeri eyo ate ko kasigala kalya. So nandyagadde era nanditegeezezza abantu nti it is not a problem. Yeyo vaccine omukulu gyatuteereddeko si ya bulabe, naffe wano tugisoma ne tugikakasa nti ntuufu, WHO negisoma nayo netukakasa nti ntuufu, naffe wano tetumala gawa buli kintu, naffe tulina abakugu abaasoma ebintu ebyo bwe tusooka ne tubikakasa nti bituufu olwo ne tulyoka tubikkiriza ebigenda mu bantu baffe abasinga okubanga babifunamu. So y'ensonga eyo gwe n'omuzadde ali eyo n'oyo alabirira abaana n'oyo asobola okukyogerako akyogereko abantu bategeere obulungi obuli mu kadagala kano aka vaccine.
Kinsanyusiza nnyo bw'okowodde abantu abamugaso basinga okukuŋŋaanizibwako abantu kubanga ekyamazima abantu bangi nnyo tebannagemesa baana. Bwe tunaafuna statistics ebibalo bijja tulaga nti abantu bangi kyokka ng'ate kya mugaso nti ekyaki zandibadde zikyogerako mu mizikiti mu masomero kugamba ne tutaasa ffena ne tujja collective effort. Nze zijjukira mu 2000 twali twavaayo nga buli muntu yenna yeewaddeyo okulwanyisa siriimu amalake wansi nti abantu gaali maanyi g'abantu buli omu. So abazadde kasobire naye nakyoyogedde nti bw'ogenda mu ddwaliro kansa asingayo wamumwa gwa nnabaana oba kansa wa nnabaana. Katonda wange naye ng'ate eno ye vaccine esobola okivumula
and it's preventable.
Okay. Yes, mukulu Kalyowa awandiisa n'agamba nti lwaki tetugema baana ku myaka 5 mu kifo ky'okugema 10?
Kyandibadde kirungi era ministry badde kirowoozaako kye tuyita life course approach era nakyo kirungi ndowooza waliwo ensi ezikikola naye already tulina vaccines nnyingi for the meantime before 5 years. Naye era ndowooza tubadde tukirowoozaako for some time. It's a good advice that if kubanga era tulabyemu challenge mu myaka 10 nti first of all oyo omwana aba oluusi yeesalirawo oluusi omuzadde yamusalirawo oluusi abasinze bwe tulabye bafunye akayiso kamu akokubiri ne bakeerabira oluusi omuzadde n'amugamba toddayo. So ate nga tulabye before 5 years abazadde bennyini be bali willing ate okutwala abaana. So I think once the debate hits up and we think so we shall always tell the population nti tukikendeezezaako tewali buzibu mukyo. Naye that is the policy for now as we think through.
Ogambye nti obulwadde buno buwona oba tebuwona?
Abantu abamu babulwanyisa naturally virus neegenda naye banga tekoze eki tesiisidde mu Uganda kiyita kusiisira okuleeta obulwadde some good percentage mala nevaawo naye abamu abali predisposed kubali betwayogedde the immune system yeri wansi and all these other co-infections yaabwe yo esobola okusigala ng'eyongerayo kweyongeza ne repetition of exposure to the same virus nayo nyini emataringa nti omuntu omu asobola okuddingana ng'asiigibwa akantu ako keekamu from the same source.
Asobola okumala n'obulwadde buno emyaka ng'eneetaano nga buli mu mubiri gwe ne butamukosa nnyo oba?
Yeah, basobola okubeeramu, especially when your immune system is not compromised. Naye kasita otandika okulaba obubonero buli bwe twayogeddeko, most likely it's already getting into an advanced stage.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately we don't have so much cures on this. So the best thing is to do the prevention. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Kakati bino ogambye nti akabonero akamu kakusiiyibwa.
Okusiiyibwa.
Naye ng'ate waliwo endwadde endala ezeeta okusiyibwa. Kusiyibwa ki kuno kutekukoma?
Itching eri nnomo. Naye abamu kati abamu abantu owulira muntu asiyibwa mu throat. For example, somebody is having an itchy throat almost every after. Buli kadde omuwulira akolokota emimira, akolokota talina ssenyiga, talina kifuba, naye ng'awulira. You rather go and check out for that. Because that could be a very big sign that something is eating you up and you're not
ndiwentuka ekiseera nga sikyegemesa.
Kasita otandika okwegatta wano tuba tetukyayagala nnyo okulowooza nti tujja kwonona eddagala lyaffe. Awo kyova olaba bano betuwa, the point is nti tebanneegatta. Kubanga emikisa gy'okuba nti wakafunye oba atandise okwegatta nagyo gyeyongera.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like happy simplex, so abanga chisipi nayo mutono. So abantu b'emubibuga kati bo bamukwatibwa even with kissing, just normal kissing. Happy simplex, not HPV. So such likewise botandika okwegatta tuba tulowooza nti olina exposure weeri nene.
Omanyi obulwadde buno bwa COVID bwe bwajja bwatusalako ebintu bingi, bwayingirira empisa yaffe, obuwangwa bwaffe mu nsi eri bw'ogenda e Rwanda ne mu kyondo ky'Abawarabu.
Yes sir.
Babuuza benywegera ku ttama.
Okay.
Bwe babuuza. Kakati awo ensaasanya y'akalwadde kano eba tegenda kuleeta nankani.
Buli kirwadde kirina advantage yakyo ne disadvantage. Kati COVID yatuyamba ku ebyo, abenywegera ndooza baakendeera. Abantu
ekiseera nga bagayine kati feno yembuuza yaffe katubuuze tutya. Naye naffe abaali babuuza n'emikono naffe twasalibwako.
Naye kati tugenze tuddayo mu nnomo, so I think people can try to do the right practices eziriwo nga balaba nti tezikyagotaanya bulamu bwabwe. They can go on with them. I don't think that something should be really troubling us now.
Okay. Kati ebifo bye tusobola okusangamu vaccine eno before ki?
So government facilities. Esooka tuyina systems za government, tuyina health center 2 paka ku national referral. Buli woolaba health center 2 nga bagemesa bayina HPV.
Kati nga wano waffe wano kati nga ffe abali mu Bugolobi wano omuntu bw'ayambuka wali Namuwongo waliwo eddwaliro lya KCCA.
Waliwo ne wano ku Kiswa.
Ne ku Kiswa wamma.
Wano emabega. So awo nawo waliwo. Ne Namuwongo waliwo. So buli health center 3 zonna zina fridge. Kuba aka vaccine kano tukakuuma mu temperatures eziri tetuka exposing ku sunlight. So twagala okubanga tukakuumira mu temperature between 2 + 8. So chovola buli awali fridge to take our vaccine. And usually to making sure anti supply weeri all throughout the year.
Kakati
such that abaana babeera basobola ku accessing
bwe muwala wange emyaka 10 nze ngoloka bugoloka nti nengamba kangende ngebese
perfect because you know abatamanyi oluusi tebakimanyi
bwe ntuukayo kyekibaawo basooka kunkebera oba
age yokka yekulaga nti oli eligible for this ne bakuwa akayisaako mangu. So it's okay. It should not hurt people.
Okay. Oyogedde ku malwaliro ga government ate amalwaliro agatali ga government aga minsani ag'ekyaki
PNFPs, yes, Uganda Catholic Bureau, medical bureaus and Muslim medical bureaus basaba government okubanga basobola okugema era abamu ku bo tubawa ne fridge za UNEP era ne batandika okugema abantu. Zambia has Mengo has all those big hospitals they bayita PNFP, not for profit, private not for profit. So abo bagemesa. Some privates for profit also do vaccination, especially abaina high volumes ez'abaana mu pediatrics, some medical facilities ezigemesa abaana. Oluusi oliazinga n'amalwaliro ga government ne bakola outreach ewo such that abaana abaliwo babeera tebamisinga service eyo kuba bali willing kujja wo nga tebaagala nnyo kujja mu private, sorry mu government facilities. So anywhere you can always ask and they give you the vaccine.
So abazadde abali eyo omulanga tugwongera ku ddoboozi lya dokita minisitule y'ebyobulamu n'abantu bonna nti omwana ow'obuwala kasitaba nga wezezza emyaka 10 mudduse bunnambiro omutangira ekirwadde kya kansa bw'otaakikole ojja kuba omukotogedde. Dokita ekintu kyensinza okulaba ffenna tweraliikirira nnyo omuntu ng'afunye ekirwadde naye ng'ate waliwo omukisa gwe yalina ogw'okutangira ekirwadde ekyo. Kyova olaba programu zino okujjako wano ne programu eno Bethany TV kulaba nti abantu bafuna okumanya kubanga okumanya maanyi. Ate kati ffe abasomi ba Bayibuli ebyanduka bitutegeeza nti abantu bange babulwa olw'okubulwa okumanya. So bw'ofuna okumanya oba ofunye obulamu oba ofunye maanyi.
Unfortunately behavior change science era tulabye nti si buli awulidde n'amanya nti ate agenda practicing. So we always want to create kye bayita enabling environment okubanga oli omusobozesa. Kati waliwo omuzadde awulidde naye nga bba amuganye tamuwadde transport yagenda ku ddwaliro kugemesa. So naawe otuyambako gwe naali eyo. Oluusi kyetuva tuteekako ku LC, kyetuva tusaayo VHT, kyetuva tusaayo paralegal ba social workers bwe batyo such that bajjukiza abantu baffe tutegere n'okutegeera lwaki teyazze ng'ate akimanyi. Oluusi ntambula, oluusi bagamba nti amalwaliro gali wala. Chovolaba oluusi government sponsoring outreaches ne baleeta eddagala kumpiko naawe wooli oleme kwekwasa nti eddwaliro lyabadde wala. So information but also behavior change and also practicing it no sustaining ekyo kyewayiga kyekikulu. Kyova olaba abasomi abawulira ku Yesu tebalekerangaawo myaka 12 olw'ensonga nti waliwo n'abapiira abakyajja mu system all time. So tweyanziza program eno okubanga kweri.
Doctor, nga tumaliriza kiki kyewotandyagadde kulekayo kye tutamanyi ku human papillomavirus oba ku bulwadde buno oba ku infection eno ereeta ekirwadde kya kansa w'omumwa gwa nnabaana oba kansa wa nnabaana singa okutta abakyala akulembedde?
Kyensaagala kulekayo already twakyogedde. Tumanye nti no kino weekiri obulwadde weebuli mu nsi naye tuyina engeri gye tubupreventinga. Okupreventinga gyeki okubutangiramu. Ate nga okutangira kwa bwereere gavumenti yesasula ssente zino gw'omulimu gwe gwakola kujja kuleeta mwana oyo n'okumanya ebbanga ky'omwana lyalina okufunira mu vaccine. Bw'onaakitukolera bw'otyo oba weeyambye oba oyambye gavumenti oba oyambye omwana wo n'abazzukulu bo n'abalabako mudda. So virus eno nyangu ya kutangira senga ng'okikoze mu bwangu. Gw'omukulu you can only do what we've already talked about kubanga tetukyasobola kugema oluusi. So bye bigambo ebyo.
Omanyi nzijukira mu 9 ng'atandika 8 nga ggwako 9 mu ggwanga lino lyalingamu abantu abazaalibwa nga baliko obulemu bangi.
Polio.
Naye ekimu ku byo kinalaba nti abantu balina endowooza embi ku vaccine eno oba ku kugemesebwa kwa polio. Abaagala kutta abaana baffe baagala bassaamu bintu so bw'okyogeddeko misconception nti okugema si kubi.
No, it's not.
Era polio yakendeera mu Uganda.
N'amabango gakendeera. Amabango baali bagamba nti abantu babaloze. Senga wa gundi yayomba ne taata we. Naye ebbango lyali TB wa gumba lino lugongo. Era we bayongera okugema TB amabango tetukyagalaba nnyo. Ndowooza abaana, it's very unlikely that you would say a child below 30 years. Omuntu yenna ali wansi w'emyaka 3 ng'alina ebbango oba ng'alina polio oyogedde bulungi. So that should be evidence enough nti vaccines zikola. Yes,
so abantu baleme kulowooza bintu nti ono baamuloze ono kinaki
ebyokuloga tujja byogerako nga bino byonna tulabye nti tebikoze then we can think about
Doctor,
that. Yes.
Emboozi tebankadde okujjako aginyume nga yagikaddiza mu sekendi 5-10 awo
njagaliza abantu okuba obulungi ng'ate balamu nga beefaako nga gavumenti ekola omulimu gwayo naawe ng'otuyambako okukola ogugwo bw'oba ozadde omwana wandyagadde omulaba ng'akula ate ebimu ku bitulaze nti akula mu ngeri ennungi ze vaccines zino ze tuyingizaawo oluusi abamu ne bazoogerera bulala nabo balina ensonga zaabwe naye ffe tumanyi nti mu medical world zirina kye zituyambyeko vaccines omwana tannaweza mwaka gumu nga tannaweza 2 nga tannaweza 5 katugambye n'emyaka 10 awo bw'onaakikola bw'otyo ojja kwongereza ku ssaala ziri z'osaba n'okulya emmere n'ebirala nga Katonda akolera wamu n'abo be yawa amagezi okuba nga bataasa ensi eno kyekyo
tweyanza tuwadde ne Dr. Emmanuel Bukalu mukugu musawo erinnya lyange nze Kintu Muteesa Sirasinya tusinkana olunaku lw'enkya kudde bwe